So this is a map from 1555. This is pretty much what the religious um, the religious boundaries. We're not looking at state boundaries. We're just talking about where people's beliefs were, where people held the most beliefs of, where the most people held the most beliefs of certain things. So what I kind of want you to see on this is basically most of this by 1555 is still Catholic. It's really kind of important for you to see that most of it is still Catholic. All of this like light bluish turquoise color, turquoise color, right in here from Spain and France. Most of mainland Europe is still Catholic. So this is not a huge amount of people. And you'll also note that where the most people lived, there were still Catholic. Another thing to note is whenever I was talking about Charles V earlier in this series, he is the king of all of this, some of this, and that's, I mean, a big chunk of Europe. He's the king of all that stuff. So whenever I was saying earlier that he was having to keep the Ottomans at bay, he was having to fight the Ottomans. He's fighting them right here, and you'll notice that the Ottoman Empire is spreading into the Balkan Peninsula, which is over here where Greece is, and Austria is bordering it. You're going to see this is going to be a huge issue later. This issue is still an issue today, 500 something years later. This is going to be one of the biggest reasons why World War I happens, or what sparks World War I. There's always problems in the Balkans, and a big reason why there's always problems in the Balkans is because, again, like we've discussed so many other times before, so much this semester, since 622, the Muslims and the Christians have really not gotten along that well. And so with that being said, this blue and tan color where it's mixing over, that means that there's about half and half there. That means that there's a big chunk of Orthodox people, and there's also a big chunk of Muslim people that live in that area. They're going to dispute over this literally all the way to today. Like right now, there's still dispute over this area today. So most of the dispute is because one side doesn't want to be ruled by the other side. And so you're going to see terrorist attacks. You're going to see, as a matter of fact, World War I was started by a terrorist attack. They're not going to. I mean, the straw that broke the camel's back on this was a terrorist attack. So you have Bosnia and Herzegovina, and the people that attacked Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the group of 6 guys, most, if not all of them, were Islamic. And so if you look at the Archduke, who was the quote-unquote ruler, he was part of the Habsburg dynasty, which is the Holy Roman Empire, like we just discussed a minute ago. And part of the Habsburg dynasty, being part of that, he's going to be a Christian, or he's going to be considered Christian. A lot of these people didn't want to be ruled by Christians. And so, long story short, this issue that you're seeing pop up right here is going to be one of the things that we're going to be discussing throughout the rest of the year.